as I'm sure you know. And Julius Long's one defeat was against an opponent who actually himself is unbeaten in 8 contests. So he is no mug, you can be absolutely sure of that. Marvellous Marvin is now in the commentary box, and he's alongside Jim Neal.
Well, a somewhat mixed reception for Audley Harrison on his return to professional boxing after a layoff because of a chest injury for some 6 months. And tonight is going to answer quite a number of the questions that have been thrown in Audley Harrison's direction. He's lost a fair bit of ground in terms of his professional career. He's lost a fair bit of ground in terms of his popularity and his credibility. But he has this chance tonight here in Wembley to address some of those particular balances. And speaking of balances, well, the man he's up against is even bigger, if possible, than Audley Harrison. But introductions, first of all, from MC Simon Goodall.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a big worldwide welcome here from Wembley Conference Centre to all our viewers joining us live and exclusive on BBC television. All your officials this evening are appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, whose steward in charge at ringside is Mr. Robert Smith. Promoted by United Kingdom Presents in association with A-Force Promotions and sponsored this evening by Cantor Sport, it's time for our main event of the evening. An international heavyweight contest over 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing firstly in the blue corner, he's wearing the white trunks trimmed with claret and blue. As a professional from 7 contests, he has 6 wins with just 1 loss. All 6 of his wins coming inside the scheduled distance. He weighed in yesterday exactly 20 stone, and he comes from Detroit in the United States of America. A welcome please to the towering inferno, Julius Long. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner. He's wearing the red trunks trimmed with tartan. He has the undefeated professional record of 3 wins from 3 contests. 2 wins coming by way of knockouts. He weighed in at 18 stone, 4 pounds, and he comes to the ring as the reigning Olympic champion from Wembley, Audley A-Force Harrison. Your tiger with the bell is Mr. Michael McCann, and the referee is one of the world's leading referees, Mr. Larry O'Connell.
I've spoken to you both in the dressing rooms, right? When I tell you to break, I mean you to break straight. All right, don't bother. Good luck to both of you. May the best man win. Keep your punches on target.
Well, I've been watching Larry O'Connell officiate over quite a number of years, and I've never seen one of the best referees in the world having to stretch that neck so far back to look up at 2 big men. We thought Audley Harrison was big, but this fella, Julius Long, really is a monster. 7 feet 2 and 20 stones. Audley Harrison would be rated, Marvin Hagler, as a pretty big man for a heavyweight, but what a lump of a fella this Julius Long is.
Well, you remember I said to you one time, I thought that maybe you wasn't going to be able to get a fighter in the ring to fight Audley Harrison, but you got a fighter bigger than Audley Harrison this time. I mean, but I want to know if this guy can really fight. They're big like that, but see if they can take a good punch.
Well, he's only had 7 professional contests. He's won 6 of them, all 6 inside the distance. And Harrison, sporting a very nasty scar towards his right shoulder, has come out meaning business. Harrison, that long southpaw style of his, I think, is going to try to put the man on the back foot. There's the left coming over. Good variation by Harrison, trying to get downstairs because there's a huge target there. This guy's got a torso you can play a game of pool on.
Well, he's trying to time that right hand perfect. You know, big guy, he's right up there. This is the first time that you see Audley Harrison trying to punch up. This is what's so interesting about this fight. As you notice, Jim, you see Julius Long, he don't move the head. He's just big, and he's slow. Well, this could be a big factor. And I thought by the long layoff by Harrison that it would be I mean, some ring rust there, but he looks pretty sharp.
Well, he's weighed in at 18 stones 4. He looks in reasonably good condition. He's still carrying a little bit of weight. He's probably 9 or 10 pounds heavier than he was some 18 months ago when he won the Olympic title in Sydney, the Olympic super heavyweight title. More than midway through this first round. Good left hand coming across from Harrison, who's certainly up against a man who is absolutely huge in the Commonwealth Games in Kuala Lumpur in '98. Harrison was the biggest and the heaviest boxer. He was the heaviest boxer in Sydney when he won his Olympic title, but he's in against an absolute monster of a character.
Well, I think the last big guy that we've seen in the ring was the Italian, Pino Canero, this big, no?
He wasn't close to this guy. They call him the Towering Inferno. He comes from a great basketball family. Surprise, surprise. His brother Grant played for the Vancouver Grizzlies in the NBA. He's got a cousin who plays for the team in Indiana.
Well, you see, I think that Audley Harrison, he's got the experience from the Olympics. He's been in there with all kinds of amateur fighters from all over the world. So he's definitely not afraid to go in and challenge this big guy.
Larry O'Connell having to work overtime to try to separate these two huge men. Close to 40 stones between them. Long weight in exactly on 20 stone, 280 pounds. Good fast left hand from Audley Harrison.
Well, you can see Audley Harrison has the speed, much faster than Long. I guess when you're big like that, Jim, I think you're a little slower, no?
Absolutely. Well, Harrison must be reasonably pleased with that opening 3 minutes. Took his time. He's been out of the ring for some 6 months, so he's bound to be a little bit on the rusty side. But he needs to make up for a lot of lost time. He needs to be in action again pretty soon after this contest. And, well, if it goes according to script, I think that's what Harrison has planned. But not a bad first round. There's Harrison. Well, just 3 professional contests. He's won them all. 2 of them inside the distance. Been training as he has done all the way through in Cornwall. His opponent across the ring, I think, won't be too discouraged by that. Julius Long, just 24 years old, from Romulus in Michigan, but boxes out of the Motor City itself, Detroit.
You know, Jim, I fought with a couple of those guys from Detroit. They're very tough, like Tommy Hearns.
He wasn't a bad boxer. Wasn't as big as this fella, though. I mean, Tommy Hearns was tall for a middleweight, but even for a heavyweight, this guy's enormous.
Well, I kind of felt the same way. I mean, looking at this fight, it's like a Hagler Tommy Hearns. But you know, one thing I like about the big heavyweights, when they go down, they make a big boom.
Well, if Julius Long does go down, it'll take him at least 15 seconds to hit the canvas. He really has rushed in. He's tried to rough up Audley Harrison, who at 30 is some 6 years older than his opponent.
I mean, Jim, it's really strange. This guy's only 24 years old, this Julius Long. He's still a baby.
Well, I'm glad I'm not offering to change his nappies or his diapers, as you would say in the States. Okay, that would take at least half an hour just to get the thing off. Harrison's got to sharpen it up now. This is good work by Harrison. There's that shoulder which he injured. That was lovely work from Harrison. Good right hand and left to fall. Nice combination from the Englishman.
1-2 right in there, and that's what he's zeroing in on, that straight right hand. I really don't believe that Julius Long can really take a good shot. And if he keeps penetrating, Audley Harrison keeps penetrating the way that he should, he could knock this guy out with a right hand. I'm giving it 4 rounds myself.
Left came across from the southpaw Harrison, who looks nice and focused. This fella is trying to quiet him, and the pair of them nearly disappeared out of the ring. And if they did that, it would take a JCB to get them back in again. Long as being very unorthodox indeed, and he's trying to use that extra weight of his and height to intimidate Harrison, who's got to be very careful.
Well, one thing I see is Julius Long is backing up. Big as he is, he should be coming forward. You can see he's not that very coordinated. You know, being that big, you've got to be a little this easy. Oh!
Well, Harrison seemed to catch him with the right hand. I think there was a bit of a slip involved as well. Long has gone down, and this the second round. He stopped it. He stopped it. Larry O'Connell has stopped it in the second round. Harrison came across with the right hand. Long was moving backwards, and the sheer impetus of Harrison's right hand put the towering inferno down on the canvas. It did take him several seconds to fully hit the canvas, but when he did, he didn't get up quickly enough, and Larry O'Connell had no option.
Did you hear that boom?
Lovely shot, what a whack, but it was that little left hand from Harrison, just clipped him in the chin. Look at that, there it is. That was a beautiful shot by Harrison. Timed it perfectly, let the man come to him.
See,
great
exactly.
tactics.
That's exactly what I said, and soon he started to come at him, he was perfect for the straight right here.
Well, I've got to say, I can't understand why they're booing Harrison. I think that's a little bit unfair. I mean, the man came here, Harrison has done what he had to do, and at this stage of his career, you beat what's put in front of you. But it was a very good punch by Harrison. There can't be any complaints about it at all. Long was lurching forward, and Harrison just clipped him right on the chin. There's the lurch, there's the punch, there's the result, there's the boom on the canvas. Harrison will be very, very pleased with that. And, well, for a man who's been out of the ring for, what, 6 months, Marvin, I suppose he'd be pretty pleased with that performance, even though it was short.
I believe he will be. I mean, he did a very good job. I mean, after 6 months, I mean, I just hope that this time he don't stay out the ring so long, because the people here love him a lot.
Well, he's got to get back in pretty quickly, and we suspect it might be within the next month. But Audley Harrison, the A-Force himself, has done what, well, he was supposed to do, and that's stop his opponent. And you can't ask for anything more.
Sorry about my prediction, too. I said the 4th round, but the 2nd round.
Well, even you can't get them right, Marvin.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes of round 2, the referee having counted out Julius Long, your winner, and still undefeated, Audley A-Force Harrison! And your appreciation as he leaves the ring for a game boxer indeed, Julius Long.
Julius Long has not quite left the building in Elvis style, but he's certainly left the arena. And Audley Harrison has made it 4 professional wins out of 4.
What's your verdict on that?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say this fight was dedicated in the memory of Big Ron McLean, who was at his funeral yesterday, a very close friend of mine. And this fight is dedicated to him, and my condolences to his family, and that's from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, I thought it was, you know, I knew I was going to catch him. You know, this guy came in with a big knockout record, and, you know, I've stepped up to the plate. You know, I lined him up with the left hand, was working the jab, and as everyone can see, you can see for yourself. People said I can't punch. People said I've got no stamina. Well, what they're going to say about that? You know, I've still got a long way to go. I've been out for 6 months with a career-threatening injury. I've come back. I've gone in here with a guy who has knocked out everybody in his fights. Well, and I done the job, you know, so I've got a long way to go. Wait, long way to go. You know, a lot of people are saying I can't do it. We've had a great full house here tonight. Thank you to all the fans who've turned up. We've had a great house here tonight. We've had a great card as well. No, let me finish. We've had a great card as well. And I want to say big respect to all the guys on the card. And, you know, we move on. I'm an Olympic champion. He had a lot of things to say about himself, calling me a bum. That's what the Olympic gold medal means. He's on the floor and he's out of there. That's what it means, you know. So I know I've got real substance. You don't give away Olympic gold medals for nothing. And, you know, my career is intact, so I move on.
Okay, I've let you finish there, but I must say to you that when Julius Long was applauded out of the ring, there were also a lot of boos from people who thought he was just a chump who'd been lined up to fight against
Wait a minute.
What do you say to them?
Who heard a boo?
There were lots
Who heard a boo?
There were a few.
I didn't hear one boo. And, you know, everyone here was cheering, and they, you know, a lot of fans here, big respect to the fans. If you want to put a negative spin on it, the guy came over here before the fight. Everyone said this was going to be my toughest contest. You read every national newspaper. If you want to discredit the opponent, that's up to you. He had 6 fights, 7 fights, 6 wins, all by knockout.
What was it like there? Did you feel you were fighting the Incredible Hulk out there?
He was a big, strong guy, you know, with big arms. But at the end of the day, he's just a man with 2 arms, 2 legs. You know, and like I said, I come from a good pedigree. And being an Olympic gold medalist, it does matter because I've got class. And at the end of the day, once I figured him out and got him on my left cross, you know, thank you to my team. You know, I've had a great camp with Phil, Kenny, and all the team. Big thank you to the team. Big thank you to my sparring partners, Danny Watts, Gary Williams, Gary Delaney, Michael Sprott. Big thank you to them because they're the ones who got me in shape.
And next?
Well, next, you know, I've got no niggles, no injuries. As you can see, my weight was good. My power's increasing. And we're going to be back in 4 or 5 weeks again on the BBC. And I just want to say, you know, get behind me because the bottom line is, in 3 years' time, you ain't going to be able to get on my train. It's going to be going too fast. So, you know, believe in me because I'm the real deal.
And what did it feel like to be back in the ring after such a long time out?
It felt great. It felt great to be back here in London in front of my home fans. And, you know, I'm really just, you know, I'm glad I came through. Big respect to my sponsors, Cantor. You know, I'm here doing this Race a Million. This fight is part of the Race a Million. And I'm very much a part of that, where we're trying to raise some money for the kids who were, you know, the parents who were lost in the World Trade Center. It's a big part of that. Also, I want to say commiserations and my condolences to Sanjay Lewis's family who passed away this week. And I was also involved with that. And, you know, a big shame because we lost someone little who, if we did put our hands in our pocket, maybe she'd be here today. So my condolences to her family as well.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good victory, and onwards and upwards, yeah?
Onwards and upwards, definitely. Mwah.